All right, welcome to Showcase Tampa Bay. We have our first
invite.
What's that?
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you. We have our first guest, Mr. Dan Henzler of Keller Williams Realty in the greater Brandon area. For those of you not familiar with Tampa, that's going to be about the eastern side of Tampa is really our market share out here. Actually, all of Tampa. I want to welcome Dan Henzler to the program. Dan, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Good to see you. And hey guys, Dan's a humble guy, and he's not going to go too into detail about himself. I just want to share one or two quick things. Dan is a 11-year veteran of the Air Force, and Dan, thanks for your service. He's found himself in Desert Storm. Is that correct? Or
that is.
Traveled, okay. Desert Storm, and found himself at MacDill Air Force Base, and right here in Tampa several years ago. He's been in Tampa for, I guess we could call it a long time at this point, right, Dan?
Long time altogether, probably somewhere around 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
-2. I was in Alaska for 2 years.
Oh, sounds like a journey over there. But glad to be in some warm weather, not in Alaska anymore at a Air Force Base.
Warm here all the time, even in October.
So Dan, tell us. I'm a home buyer, considering relocating. Why Tampa Bay? What's going on in Tampa Bay that's hot? What's not? What's attracting so many people to West Central Florida right now, Dan?
Affordability. Our average price is $265,000 for a house here, and you can get a nice 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a pool, probably for around that 265 range, 275 range. So our affordability is one of the best in the United States here, along not with having no state income tax. Now you multiply that with a great environment, great city, beaches, warm weather, no snow. And then we have all the sports teams that everyone wants. We have soccer teams, we have baseball teams, we have football teams, soccer again, I think I said that, hockey. Yeah. And we have some really great entertainment over here. All the country venues, they come here, all the major concerts, all located in the Tampa area.
Cool. Yeah, good point. Good point. So yeah, if you're a sports fan, definitely the place to be here, especially with the way the Lightning have been playing. The Rays have been looking great. Buccaneers need a little bit of work, but they're certainly fun to watch, and a lot of local colleges as well.
Yeah, I left the colleges out. We have USF, a great team. We have UCF, and we have the Gators, FSU, and there's other teams I haven't mentioned. So just a great community for younger people and older people.
Yeah, great point. Great point, Dan. So that same buyer's moving to Tampa, let's say, they're going to start their home search. So what can they expect? What can I expect if I just got to town? I have maybe a corporate rental, I relocated with my company, or I just wanted to come to Florida to enjoy the sun and fun, as some of us would call it. What can someone expect to experience when they start their home search? What should they do as far as preparation? Just walk us through what that would look like for a new home buyer getting started.
And hopefully they contact a realtor ahead of time, so we can get preliminary information of what they're looking for before they come down here. Unfortunately, a lot of buyers come down here before contacting anyone here, and the education process is real important at that time there. We have a low inventory. The house prices are priced good, and they move pretty quick, and some of the buyers don't understand that, and then they find a house they like the first week, they sit on it, and all of a sudden that house may be gone there. And sometimes it takes a little reality, and then they understand the market.
Gotcha. So Dan, I see millions of dollars being spent on internet advertising for two home buyers with a lot of sites like the Zillows and the realtor.coms and Redfins and Home Finder, and the list kind of goes on and on and on. So, why would someone want to work with a realtor? What's the benefit of working with somebody, local as a real estate agent, rather than just really starting and ending their home search online without that personal touch? What are they missing from a realtor? What are they missing from online that they're not getting from a real estate agent, or vice versa? What's the benefit?
Well, Zillow and Redfin, luckily they haven't formulated a robot that can go in houses there. So you don't know anything about the house there. It may have granite. How old is it? The roof, is it 6 years old? Is it 22 years old? You need that personal touch with a realtor. And a lot of people say the realtor will be outsourced at someday, and it will never be outsourced. They've done many dialogues with realtors and other companies, and the realtor will always be a main player. But the main reason for a realtor, they know all the contacts. They're gonna be able to send you to a good lender. They're gonna be able to send you to a reputable home inspection company, termite inspection company. They're gonna make sure everything's facilitated in the transaction. A good title search is gonna be done. If there's any problems, also they're gonna be on your side to bail you out there. So it's a must to have a realtor in this industry.
Interesting. Yeah, I know that I saw a statement that the National Association of Realtors had published about millennials, and the thought pattern would be that millennials would be using technology more, and millennials are actually using real estate agents at a much faster pace than any other segment. So more and more younger buyers are actually utilizing the resources of a real estate agent in their home search. So I thought that was a pretty cool statistic. In a world
the millennials use the technology to look at houses, but they need the realtor there for the personal touch and to get them in the house and to also find out other valuable disclosures that may not be available anywhere.
Yeah, we know firsthand there's a lot of pieces to that puzzle when it comes to navigating a home search. So certainly having somebody walk you through that sounds like it would be a huge benefit. So
yeah, we have customers that come in, they want a golf course community. We can tell them where the best golf course communities are. Family communities. There are certain communities that are geared towards the family, and there are certain communities that are not geared. It doesn't make one better or worse, but that's an important touch that we can give the new buyer.
Gotcha. Good stuff. So Dan, when you say we, I know you have an awesome partner and a wife named Barbara Henzler over there.
She is wonderful.
The Henzler
everyone likes working with her more than me. That's what happens when you're blonde.
Yeah. Well, she takes over the Henzler team, then you could work for her, right?
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Well, Barbara's great. And Dan, tell us about the rest of your team and what you can help a buyer with if they're coming to Tampa Bay, if they're viewing this. Just tell us just for a second or two here about what working with Team Henzler, what that experience might look like.
Experience is overwhelming. If you go look at our Zillow reviews, not to brag, but we have a 5.0 rating on there. We have the personal touch. We have an assistant named Pat Strickland. She takes care of all our documentation, so all the I's are dotted. Nothing's going to be missed, and you're going to have a smooth transaction. And we have Gigi Garrett. She's more of our runner. So she runs around. She does all the backbone behind the stuff that has to get done in a transaction, but unfortunately people do not see. But that's how the transaction goes smooth. And we also have another person. She takes care of our social media, Krista Wyden. As you know, social media is a lot more prevalent nowadays than when it was 22 years ago when I was as a real estate agent there. So, we had this big book that we looked at houses. It was 2 inches thick. And that's how we looked at houses when I first was a real estate agent 22 years ago.
Yeah, well,
so now everything's posted everywhere.
Yeah, lots changed since then. I remember the while you were out stickers, right? When you would come back to your desk, there'd be a needle with a bunch of pink slips that said while you were out, somebody called and it had their phone number written on it, and
I had a pager and I had a bunch of quarters in my car, and someone would page me. I'd be looking for a payphone and give them a call.
Calling cards too, right? Yep. So hey, a lot's changed. Dan, it sounds like you've experienced it all from going back well over a decade in the business. So it sounds like that gives you a lot of boots on the ground, a lot of season, a lot of experience in what you do. So I want to say thank you for coming on. And just a quick note, people say, hey, you should meet this guy. He's the nicest guy. Dan Henzler really is. I mean, just one of the nicest people that you can meet. It's one of the most genuine, humble people in our business. So Dan, proud to have you on as our first guest here. We have a lot of fun things taking place with this show. I wanted to invite you on. We've had a relationship here for a bit. Just want to say thank you for trusting us, and thank you for coming on the show and sharing some of your knowledge with potential home buyers, and then obviously with some realtors who may be watching this. I'm hearing a little bit about what you do and how you approach home buyers and what your services look like. Definitely sounds like a benefit. So Dan Henzler, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. And hey, go Lightning, right, Dan?
Go Bulbs, 4-2 this year.
Yo, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Well, Dan, thanks again.
I think you were at the game last night, weren't you?
The one we had 8 goals. That was Saturday night.
Okay. You went to the good game.
Yeah, had a goal about every 10 minutes in that game. So certainly good to be at. Good to be a Lightning fan right now. Tampa Bay's got a lot going on, so a good place to be. But Dan Henzler, Keller Williams, Tampa Bay, thanks for joining us, and we will check with you soon, okay?
Thank you for the invite.
All right, Dan.
Very much.
Bye-bye.